Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hey guys, welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. This video is sponsored by No, not Dasani. They don't pay me anything. I'm actually traveling, so I'm in a hotel room. I'm traveling at a comedy festival with my husband. So I'm not at home. So if you guys have never subscribed to my channel before, normally I do this at home, and I have a ring light and it makes my skin look so much better. And right now I have a weird ball thing on my head and my hair sticking up because I dry shampooed it too much. So that's what's really happening in my life. But if you have never been to my channel before, make sure you hit that subscribe and also that bell, smash it, because then you'll get updated every time I post videos about Celebrity Big Brother, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break down last night's episode of Celebrity Big Brother, give you guys a couple spoilers, and let you go on about with your night. I don't know if that made any sense, but you can just go on with your night after you have a little taste of some spoilers. And I was sad because I didn't get to watch the episode last night until probably after midnight because I had a comedy show. Just to let you know, you guys, there's going to be spoilers. If you don't like spoilers, log off now. See you later. But it was a great episode. We saw Natalie Eva Marie, the candy hater, has left the building. Praise be to the old lady gang. Remember we did that little prayer in the last one and it worked. She's gone. Bye, Natalie Eva Marie. She got a big reception going out. A lot of the house guests have been talking about the receptions that people have been getting and then thinking that America really likes them. And I know Natalie Eva Marie has a lot of fans of her on the show, but she also has a lot of people who aren't fans of her. And I've been someone who's been like, not feeling Natalie Eva Marie, especially after some of the comments she made and the game she played. Her and Lolo, not my faves by any stretch of the imagination. I realize it's a game. I don't have anything personal against her as a person, but as a game player and things she said in the house, didn't like it. I'm Team Candy and Tamar. I've been like that since day one. I was a little Team Tom Green early on. I don't dislike Tom at all, but I wasn't sad to see him go right after Natalie Eva Marie. I think he played his game, he did his thing. But getting back to the reception that people get when they leave the house, everyone was talking about once Tom left, he got a big reception, and Natalie as well. Let me just tell you guys, if you're new to Big Brother, maybe you don't know this, or if you know Big Brother really well, you do know this. In the past, the audience has booed players. They've shown when they don't like someone. Now, since probably BB, I mean, the last time they booed someone was probably Christine. It's been a couple seasons now since someone's truly gotten booed by the audience. That's one thing I love about BB UK. If you watch the Big Brother UK, which RIP, it's no longer on anywhere. It got canceled. Hopefully it'll come back. Their audience is very honest how they feel, and they also they vote, you know, for who goes home and who stays. We, the viewers at home, not me because I'm not in the UK, but the UK viewers vote who gets to go home. So they'll be like, get the, you know, so people would yell, get Natalie out if they wanted her out because they had a live audience. Now in the US, obviously we don't do that. The players vote themselves out within the house, and then they have a jury that votes the winner after the game, and then is the jury of former house guests. So it's very different than UK. However, there were moments where the tape studio audience has booed people before, like I mentioned, but I went to a taping a couple years ago and they were very, very adamant about no booing. You had to cheer very loudly. They had you practice cheering. I think that's really been a rule that the audience has now had to just cheer for everybody. So I don't think the reception that people have necessarily is indicative of how much the audience at home likes them, because now everyone's like, Tom's gonna get America's favorite player. I honestly, maybe, I don't know, in my world, I think it'll probably be Tamar or Candy. But I don't know. That's who I hope for. I think if Tamar doesn't win the game, she should probably get America's player simply based on the fact how she played. And some people might go, what? She talked shit, she got in fights, whatever. But I've been watching Big Brother since day one, and that's kind of what happens, and that's what the audience likes to watch. And that's, she's been playing both sides of the house. I mean, Tamar's game is on point. And if anyone says that it's not, I don't know. The only thing I don't like about Tamar's game is that there's a lot of Candy shit talking at times, but that's what she has to do. She's like literally acting. The more I watch and the more I see, the more I'm like, okay, yeah, she is putting on a show. I mean, ultimately her goal is to win in the end, but she has helped Kandi, and Kandi has helped her, and they've been this secret duo that people think might be together, but are like, no, they still have all this beef because Tamar's been on the feeds talking again about how she's not going to be friends with Kandi outside of the house, and that Candi's going to just go back to her friend group that hates Tamar, that has a book written about her. Apparently Toya wrote a book, and I don't know all like the history of that book or anything, but she did bring up that there was a whole chapter written about her, and she was saying that to Lolo. So I feel like Tamar's playing the gold room just like a fiddle. I mean, Ricky told Tamar on the feeds that he thinks she's been playing the most genuine, like true to herself game. Ricky's supposed to be like feeling the earth and the sky and the moon and the stars, and at 1 when he's taking all those naps, he's oming it out, and he thinks that Tamar is just being so genuine and not playing anybody and being true to who she is. So he doesn't even see the acting. That's how good of acting that Tamar's doing, and that's kind of what you have to do in the Big Brother house. The Big Brother house isn't about honesty. It's not necessarily about being fair either. However, there are those players that have been able to play a more clean game, and they get through, and sometimes they win. And I think Kandi's definitely played a very clean game. You never hear her really talk about anybody. She's so kind to people. She's even kind to Dina. Dina had a moment on the feeds. Now, I didn't see it on the feeds. I saw it on YouTube. I might do a video about it. I gotta find the clip again. It was kind of I don't know which YouTube account put it up. The normal ones I go to have really good quality. This one wasn't the best quality. But Dina was rambling, you guys, on and on about it's getting to her heads or something's going on. I don't know what's happening. I do this, but I can't explain it any other way because she's not really making sense. Kandi was putting makeup on. I think Dina's feeling alone, and she mentions feeling segregated and saying, and then Kandi's like, what are you talking about? Kandi's about to go in the diary room, and she's like, wait, what? And she's like, I don't want to say anything else. It's just, I feel, just segregated. Just, okay. It's just like, people are mean. Everyone's mean. And it's not fair. And it's, I just don't like them, Kandi. And if I win the veto, you, me, Tamar, everyone, bye. I couldn't really understand what she was saying, if she was saying she would. If she was saying Tamar was mean or she's saying Lolo's mean. It felt kind of like she might be saying Tamar is mean. It was so hard to follow that there's something that is going on with Dina, whether it's something she's taken or lack of sleep or I don't know, but she's not necessarily making sense. And when she brought up the segregated comment, I was like, what? And the reason I say that is because Dina is the last white person in the house. And normally we don't see this. So this is like a big deal in Big Brother. And some people are like, don't talk about race, don't talk about color. But literally, we never see it. It's so frustrating. Big Brother has had a history of not having a very diverse cast. It just hasn't. So the fact that we have powerful players, whether you like them or not, whether you're a Lolo fan or not, she is in the top 5 now. I mean, I've had my fair share of Lolo criticisms, but Ricky and Kandi and Tamar. So you have, 4 people of color, and then you have Dina. And when you say segregated and you're the only white person and you're talking about 4 other black people, I'm thinking you're basing the segregation comment on race. That's just me. That's where I go with it. And if that's the case, that's very problematic because it just shows like maybe through Dina's privilege, she has never been in a situation where she's been the minority before. It's not a good look for Dina to be saying these things. Again, I couldn't really understand her because it's like she's on something. It's like something just was, you guys know with the Dina, we all have fun, like, and we think she's secret genius, but there are times too where I'm like, did they allow Dina to bring like a keg of vodka in and she's just going tapping the keg and then running back in? Because it's hard to follow her train of thought. It's all over the place. And she was talking about properties and like real estate. I don't know, but she did say she feels segregated. Now, I know she's previously said she felt like Tom was kind of left on his own in an island, and nobody really talked to him, like isolated. So I've heard her use isolated, but I haven't really heard her use segregated. Maybe I just didn't notice before, but this was very apparent that she said she feels segregated. So I think this is an important moment to just, talk about that this is something new for Big Brother, because Big Brother doesn't normally they don't normally have a lot of diversity on their cast. They just don't. They sprinkle it in, but I would love to see Big Brother bring much more diversity into the show. I've talked about this on many videos before. I think that should be more diverse racially and also more diverse age-wise, because I think it's getting too whitewashed and young. Really, that's honestly what I think. And some people want to give me hate for that. That's fine, but I want to see a house that reflects the world I live in and the country I live in, and it's diverse, and that's what I want to see in the house. So Dina's comments are definitely problematic. If I can find a good clip of it, I'll try to do a video about it, or maybe pop it in this video, you guys. But it was very strange, and I'm just like, no, Dina. And Candy, her heart literally is so big. She goes in and she hugs Dina, and she's like, it's okay, Dina, it's okay. And I was just like, man, in that moment, Candy could have taken it a lot of ways, and she could have got upset with Dina, but she saw someone hurting above all, or someone maybe who's not in her right state of mind. This is just me guessing. Like, I don't know how these people really feel. This just seems to be how Candy is. She's a very empathetic person, and I've been following Candy's career for a long time and following the shows that she's been on, and she's always this way. There was also a part in the feeds where she was talking about her daughter Riley, and her daughter Riley's had struggles with her weight, and Candy started crying, and the way she was talking about that was just so sensitive and kind and gentle, and I'm just like, Candy, you're such a good mom. I really enjoy Candy on the show. I really enjoy that we are at a final five where Candy and Tamar are both involved, because they're my favorite. Okay, now I got to get back into describing the episode. So we saw Tom go home. We saw Natalie Eva Marie go home so she can go learn that Southern food is delicious. Tamar had a huge night on last night's episode, winning 2 competitions, a power of veto and a power of safety, which was something new, which was that new twist that they were putting in. And I thought, oh shit, they're doing this maybe so Tom stays safe, and then Tamar wins it. I'm like, hell yeah. Then she wins the power of veto. Candy's on the block. I'm like, no, don't put Candy on the block. It was very hard for Lolo to pick someone to put on the block, which I thought was surprising, because I just thought she'd be like, Candy, get up there. So I don't know what Lolo's playing when the live cameras are on, but when the live cameras aren't on, she's definitely not Team Candy at all. And part of me, just because I like those two together, wanted Tamar to use the power of veto on Candy, and some people might be like, why didn't she do that? Well, I think that would have blown up Tamar's game. She's been playing a game of, being in the Krabby Pants Gold Room and thinking she's friends with them, and also with Dina and Candy, and kind of the rest of the house a little bit too, even Tom to an extent. So she knew in that moment that Candy had the votes to stay against Tom. So there was no reason for her to use the power of veto, and that's why she mentioned trust, because Dina wasn't going to vote Candy out, and Tamar wasn't going to vote Candy out. So she didn't need to do that. Now, part of my heart, at first, I forgot about gameplay, and I'm like, no, use it on Candy. What are you doing? And then I'm like, oh no, that would be a really bad game move. And again, separating their relationship and what I want for them outside of the house and her actual gameplay. And for her gameplay, that was the best move. Now, if there was a chance Candy could go home and she didn't trust Dina would vote for her, then hell yeah, she should have used that veto, put it out on the table. Because part of me is like, just use it, put it on the table that you two till the end, and then grab Dina and then get Ricky and Lolo out. But she didn't. Now the spoiler, Ricky won the HOH. I'm just like, no, Ricky. But he did. And so he has put on the block Dina and Candy. And I'm like, Candy again. Candy, you have to win power of veto. It's like now or never, do or die. You have to win power of veto. Now, if Candy wins the power of veto, that would be a bomb move that could really help her with the jury too, because they're going to look at the end. If she's final 2 with Tamar, there's a good chance Candy will lose if she doesn't win a competition. So it'd be great for Candy to win the power of veto. Now, I was very worried about that, because I'm thinking, oh shit, who's Ricky gonna put up if Candy wins the power of veto? What if he puts up Tamar? Tamar and Ricky actually had a conversation, and Tamar she is beasting this social game aspect of it. And if Ricky's buying it, which it seems like he is, it's quite amazing. So Tamar basically she's been just so happy for both of them, and their room just won all the competitions last night, and she's hanging out, she's doing the things she has to do to get them to believe she's on their side. She didn't use the veto. All signs look like Tamar is Team Krabby Pants Gold Room. And when she talks to Ricky, he brings up, you know, what are we going to do if I win the power of veto? And she's like, well, obviously you have to put up one of us, me or Lolo, because Dina and Candy are already on the block. If one of them takes himself off, there's no one else to put up. And Ricky's like, yeah, it's a good point. And then Tamar pulls, you know, I don't want to say this. I don't want to do this. And she pulls this after Ricky talks to her about a possible, he approached Lolo with the same plan, which was he was going to throw the final HOH and then let Tamar and Lolo fight it out. Then whoever wins out of the two of them would take him to final two. Now Lolo was like, no, I don't think so, because she knows most likely Tamar has a better chance of winning than Lolo, especially if Ricky's out of the competition. If he just says, oh, as long as someone promises to take me to final two, I won't play hard for the final HOH. She knows that Tamar's doing her homework. Tamar's watched this game before. She's been doing her studying of what happened on what day, which will come up in the final competitions. She pays attention within the house. We saw that, you know, in the games last night, and Lolo hasn't been paying as much attention, and I just think Tamar is quicker than Lolo when it comes to that stuff, and she's better at it. And we all know if Lolo feels like someone's better than her, she's very easily like intimidated by that, and so then she doesn't perform as well as she could. So she doesn't take the deal that Ricky presents. But then when Ricky presented to Tamar, Tamar's like, well, I would have taken it, you know, and I would have agreed to that. And then she throws in that, you know, I hate saying this out loud. I hate it, Ricky. But since Lolo wasn't down for that, I mean, you know, we might have to think about putting her up, getting her out now. And Ricky's like, yeah. So Tamar throws out the back door of Lolo, and Ricky says, I think that's what's going to have to happen. I'm like, oh shit, Tamar, that is so good. Like, I was so proud of Tamar in that moment. Like, she is playing this game, whether you like Tamar or not, she is playing this game, and she deserves credit for that. So hopefully, Candy, please, dear old lady gang, we got to pray to the old lady gang again, you guys. Dear baby old lady gang, please let Candy win the power of veto so that Ricky can backdoor Lolo. In Southern food we pray, amen. Seriously, I would be so excited if that happened. A Lolo backdoor would be amazing, because then you have, you know, there's a better chance of Candy and Tamar getting to final two. Those are my spoilers. I hope you guys like them. Sorry it took me so long, but I wanted to get something out to you guys because I appreciate you so much, and I have so much fun talking Big Brother with you. We have our next episode on Monday, and on Wednesday is the finale. I will be doing a live after the finale. I can't do one on Monday because I do have a comedy show, but I will try to put out a video, and hopefully I'll get back tomorrow, and I can maybe do something tomorrow as well if more happens on the feeds. Other than that, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to smash the bell. Check out all my links in the description. I have an Etsy account, I have a Patreon, my Instagram, I have my Twitter, my husband's YouTube account, and I also always make sure to put in a link for a woman on YouTube that I think you should check out, because I want to promote other women on YouTube. I don't necessarily know them, I just think that it's important that we all kind of support each other. So I try to have a different woman on YouTube. If you guys have any suggestions of someone that I should give a shout out to and put in my description, I like to shout out smaller YouTube accounts. So a lot of people have told me YouTube accounts that have like 30,000 subscribers, and I'll do that, but I would prefer, you know, under 10 if possible, like the smaller channels like myself, because we gotta grow too, you guys. But you've been awesome and fantastic. I love reading your comments, and that's all I have for right now. Remember to take an acting class. Bye.
You ever taken an acting class? Have you taken an acting class?